The price. That's what the high cost price. Imagine they do it at the grocery stores, an essential human need, just like housing. Okay, imagine the value is going up at the grocery store. And oh, wow, so it's a better deal. Oh, no, 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 no. I mean, the price went up, so it's good. It's good for the investors that have a stake in the food value, the food cost, the food price. So shut up. If it hurts you, if it's a tax on you, it's tough. You're a tough noogies. You should jump on the bandwagon. You should be one of us. You're a loser, loser. So we should, listen to the mainstream media who tells you when the price and the costs are going up the grocery store, it's a good thing. We got to protect the property values. We want them to go up. We want a property, the food value, the cost. We want it to go up. The food cost, the food value. What's the difference? You see the insanity? It's in your face. It's brazen. It's just, how can anybody resist it? It's like, well, you know what? It's just pragmatic. It's just practical. It's just common sense. You go with the flow, and they say this is all makes sense, and you just shut up, comply, conform, take the path of least resistance. Okay, go along to get along. All this crap, and I'm sick and tired of it. And I thank God I was born in America, and I hope you thank God that I was born in America too. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I make all men my friend. That's my prerogative, as it is yours. If I'm told I must love my enemy, and I've learned to do that, I believe in my heart, at least sometimes, when I'm prayerful and in my right mind, then I know this much. I can tell you, without even knowing who you are, that I love you. I hope I like you if I ever meet you. And I want you to go to a better world. There's no shortage of real estate in the world I want to go to, my friends. Tell you what, I mean, even in this world, right here on planet Earth, this life, sometimes I think, and I hope the best is yet to come. I hope I get my spread out by the coast between San Francisco and Santa Cruz, and I can start a nursery, start a cut flower business, and then branch off and build a cafe, okay, where I could serve great local, organic, wholesome pastries and great coffee from around the world, and have housing. And anybody that wants to live in this neighborhood, this new town, they can all move in there free. Doesn't matter your economic status. That's not going to matter an iota. That's the place I want to bring you. I want to go. I want my idea of heaven. What's heaven? It's going to be right here on earth. The meek, the righteous shall inherit this earth. And it's going to be great. It's going to be better than we can imagine. Like Scripture says, eye hath not seen nor ear heard what the Lord has in store for those who love him. So, I mean, there's a lot of reasons to be a good, virtuous human being. Try to be pious, and try not to be a hypocrite. I mean, we're all going to be, but we got to confess we're money lovers, turn to God, and he'll give us the cure. That's it. You repent. You say, God, I want that world. I want to be in a world without any form of money. I want to be there. I get it now. I saw through your eyes. I get it, how money so easily corrupts the hearts and minds of men. It is untenable. It cannot remain amongst decent, righteous men forever. It's used as a tool to bully them around, okay, and to treat them violently, to have control and power over the righteous. And it's evil, and it's got to go. And all those men that love it for what it is and what it does for them, that advantage it gives them, they won't be there. Their hearts aren't there. They don't want to be in heaven. Heaven would be hell to these people. You understand? So what's God supposed to do? Is he stuck in a rock and a hard spot forever? Is he going to do something? Is he doing something right now? Working through human beings as foot soldiers. We just can't be cowards. We have to admit we got a big problem in America and around the world. We got to confront and address the problem. It's that simple. And if we don't do that, we're remiss. And we're more and more culpable, the more we're remiss. And we're not ready to stand on the day of reckoning and give account for our BS. That is our belief system. It's not going to hold water. And I'm trying to convince everybody that you want to get ready for your belief system, your heart and mind to be ready for that day, which might be today for any one of us. We don't get another chance at another bite at the apple. This is it, to develop the character, the personality that we really want to have. Be somebody that God likes, not just loves, but likes, because he loves the evil men too. He loves them all. That's agape, unconditional love. He pours out for all his children. He wants the best for all of them. He just wants the most vile and evil of men to stop being vile and evil. And they get the same reward as the righteous. All right, friends, I'm on to some recent current events and other talking points I wanted to get into. And before I mention how I'm bummed out today, if I hope this channel, this TV channel that comes over the air antenna, KZVU, I can't even find any information online about this. But this show hosted so many of my favorite shows like Dateline, Forensic Files, The First 48, Pawn Stars, Judge Judy, Last Man Standing, America's Court with Judge Kevin Ross, and Supreme Justice with Judge Karen, and Judge Christina Perez's show. I forgot the name of it. Justice for All or something. And then Marty Stouffer's show, The Wild America. That's a great show. Raw Travel. And then there's Jack Hanna, Into the Wild, and more. I mean, this was almost the only station I watch. Other than Fox, I like Simpsons, you know. But other than that, I mean, I'm going to be watching very little TV, CBS Sunday Morning. And if I'm done watching the news, man, maybe I'll watch it once a week for CBS Sunday Morning. But I say boycott it. Take all their power away. They know how many viewers they have. But I'm just hoping it's temporary. I watched an episode of Dateline. I was unpleased with it. I mean, they put too much focus on these idiots. If anybody saw the show with this woman, Chad, the guy that wrote all the books, the freaked out, like, religious cultist guy, and then this woman, Lori, that killed her husband, and they turned out to be psycho child murderers. They put so much focus on this couple, but none on the investigation, law enforcement. I wish they had done the focus on the law enforcement, the procedure to convict these people, what went on behind the scenes of law enforcement. It was reported on ABC News, I just read online, that in Washington State, over 100 people were vaccinated, and a couple weeks later, they contracted COVID-19. Hey, if anybody out there is overweight, don't drink diet or other soda pop for that matter. Consult your physician and ask if it's okay to take a B complex. You might lose all the weight you want to just by getting enough B complex in your system. Look into it. I've never heard of anybody being harmed by it. Talk to your doctor. And we should all do conscious breathing. You know, you've got to get enough air in your system if you want to avoid headaches and all that crap. Just to be healthy, you got to breathe enough. You know, I had a friend a couple years back, Perry. He was my neighbor's mobile mechanic. He used to come over, and I was talking to him all day one day. This guy was strong as an ox. The next day, he went home and had a massive heart attack and died. Non-smoker. He was younger than me. Bet you he was a beef eater, though. The mainstream media, one day they're reporting that we've got massive unemployment, and the next day they're saying that they can't find enough workers. But they won't talk about what the pay has anything to do with that. Can people get ahead? Can they be a homeowner? Why should they devote their lives to some stinking job they're just going to be a slave to and be on welfare? All right, friends, I'm going to quickly go through some thoughts I've had from the last week or so. I've had a very good life and continue to. I have never been a wealthy man, neither have I cared to be. I certainly feel, quote, lucky. The rub is that luckiness, quote, is a relative term. It is subjective. If everyone felt, quote, lucky, would anybody feel lucky? For anyone to feel lucky, by default, they are saying that not everyone is as lucky as they or you. This inevitably greatly tempers one's enthusiasm for their sense of luckiness. Thankfully, gratitude doesn't work that way. Believe it or not, it is possible to show love to those whom we disagree with when regarding and even regarding critically important issues. I want to expand on the idea of giving away $1 trillion to the people. Please allow me to present an idea that the vast majority of Americans could really sink their teeth into, seeing how the quote, government is haphazardly bent on pouring trillion after trillion into our economy. Why not take $1 trillion, divide that into billions, then randomly choose a name out of the proverbial hat, a hat containing every American over 18, millionaires and billionaires excluded, then send one of the now $1,000 billion checks to the chosen persons. Then that billion recipient will get 1 week to spend what they want of that billion, with certain guidelines. Rules would apply. Then return the remaining funds to the, quote, government, replenish the $1 billion sum allotment, rinse and repeat. Well, friends, I'm going to have to leave it there. And listen, I really do wish the best to everybody. How do I know that? Because I want everyone to wish the best for me. I know not everybody does. Not everybody's going to like me. Not everyone's going to love me. But that can't stop me from loving everyone. I may not like everyone, but you know what? That's kind of a nicety. We do